Nadia North, hello, hello.
Hi, how
How
are
are
you?
you?
I'm good.
Looking good. I love the flag in the background. You got to do the flag in the
Right? We were
background.
matching. We're matching.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ooh, and your outfit matches with the whole thing.
I kind of
Um,
planned that.
yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. I know. It's like it's so funny to have like let's have podcast small talk, even though it's like the reason why you're here and the thing that we're talking about is it's not a light subject. It's a very sort of brave thing that you're doing to come out with it. To make a long story short, for the viewers who haven't heard, and correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, Nadia. But basically had kind of like a long, sorted relationship. Met your husband, Peter North, through the adult industry. Married in around 2017, and correct me if I'm wrong with any of this, but married in 2017, and there was 11 or so instances of domestic abuse. I mean, this is not just some light stuff here.
Yeah.
You suffered concussions, broken ribs, bruising, head contusions, spinal injury. Like this sounds like a lot. I was reading Daily Beast was the first to break the story a couple days ago. Peter was then arrested twice in June of 2019, and then he allegedly, it feels annoying to say allegedly, but it's like, and then a rape just a couple months later, in August of that same year of 2019. So now you're trying to get a divorce, and like just catch up, because I know I'm probably glossing over a lot. I think I'll pull up this Daily Beast article so folks can see just what you went through. I'm sure this is not an easy thing to talk about. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
pull this up here. Do, do, do. And and what's interesting is, I guess this was during one of the times. I guess this was in 2019, and I think you were trying to break away from him, and you ended up recording with your cell phone, and you kind of slid it under a bed, and you were able to record basically Peter saying what sounds like some pretty kind of like a pretty damning kind of confession of this abuse. um and then in this Daily Beast article, there's these different pictures of you, pictures of the bruising. You were able to take pictures, and plenty of proof along here. um this is some heavy stuff, Nadia. So I know, it guess in your own words, if you want to explain kind of how this all kind of came to be, and what led you to wanting to speak out about it.
Um, I want to be able to help other, survivors who've gotten away. And actually, that audio was after he just gets on kicking me in the back of the head, and I was physically ill, so I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. He just drugged me, and he wouldn't let me leave the room. So he wanted to make sure I passed out. So I wasn't sure if I was going to live or die, and I started my cell phone because I wanted him to be outed, if something happened to me.
So this was the time, yeah, you started your cell phone, you pressed record, you slid it under the bed, and this was the instance, and you were trying to leave him, I guess, at this point,
Yeah.
and you said he had shoved a bunch of pills in your mouth. Do you even
Mhm.
know what those pills were at the
I think
time?
I think they were Valium because he's really addicted to Valium. So he used to take that a lot. But literally, I he went to the gym and I had like a bag ready because I knew by the look in his eyes something was gonna happen. And just like a pair like clothes, you know. And it was one of those things that kind of like go across you. And then I opened the door and he forgot something. He came back and he's like, where? Because we had a pretty lengthy spiral stair. I went up the spiral stairs into the bedroom because it's the only. He took all the locks off all the doors in the house, so the only spot that there was a lock was a small personal bathroom off of our master bathroom. So I was running for that, and he caught me and grabbed onto that, and then swung me around and started to kick me. And that's why he was worried about my hand because I blocked one of them, and I got to turn over because but I had brain surgery before. And I don't think anybody knows that. So he knows that I have a soft spot on my forehead. I can't get hit there. So I was trying to block it, and, you know, it was bad. And then he just, yeah.
So this is, you had some sort of, I guess, like brain or head surgery in, you know, as a complication of this abuse, and he kind of knew. I mean, no, it's never good to get hit in the head, and it's like
No, the brain surgery was actually prior to me meeting him. So he knew I had, you know, I had a huge brain tumor. I almost died. So, you know, he knows I can't get hit in the head. So that's, you know, he used to always say things too, like, you know, I mean, well, obviously he tells me all the time, like, you know, he's going to kill me, but yeah. And then he put me in my son's room is where that was taking place, because he wanted me to pass out. And we have like these ottomans, and he was sitting in the doorway first, just watching me because I was gurgling, because I was still throwing up from him kicking me in the head, because I had a really bad concussion and I was bleeding. And yeah, and I threw it under the bed, and I didn't even remember I did that, honestly. So, you know, it took a while for me to find that. That actually went on for hours. So, you know, it was bad.
And like, for the people listening, like for anyone who's been in an abusive relationship, like I've been in an abusive relationship, not to the degree that you have, Nadia, but like people who are listening who maybe have never been in one, or they just, I know a lot of people will have so many, probably have a lot of feelings about this, like, well, she was in the adult industry, she met this guy through the adult industry, a lot of your work involves maybe violent scenes or pain, or like, I'm sure a lot of people are going, well, like, you're in that industry, you meet somebody from that industry, um, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't think people mean to have, you know, you think this because you're like, oh, well, not that in any way you deserved it, but I think a lot of people think,
They stereotype.
well, you're in this world.
They stereotype a lot,
Mhm.
you know, and they think, well, okay, there's a big difference between having rough sex and, you know, somebody behind you and pounding you really hard or really passionate. But I mean, you're talking about him throwing me on the ground and choking me, and, you know, and then throwing and hit me so bad he broke 3 ribs. I mean, that's not exactly, you know, porn.